you have to pose, you have to, you just have to know certain things. True. So my question, the first question I would like to ask, am I too ugly to do beauty pageant in your understanding?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Welcome back to the SRC Podcast. There's another video, another episode. If you have not yet subscribed, please do subscribe and hit the like button if you like the video. On today's podcast, we're going to be talking about the changing definition of beauty. And today I am joined by an author of 2 books and a model. With no further ado, please welcome my next guest, which is Lerato. And I'm proud of myself, for knowing your name. Anyways, welcome to our podcast. This is the SRC Podcast by Student. Background, where were you born? Where did you start? What do you do? Introduce yourself to the audience.
Thank you so much for having me. My name is Malepe Lerato, born and bred in Limpopo at a small village called Makhaung. I am a writer. I'm a writer of 2 books. Mm-hmm. I started writing at the age of 9, and then I started with a poem titled "Beautiful Rainbow." Okay. So from there, I remember this other day I drew inspiration from my peers and their behavior. Yeah. Because I was brought up in a family that is full of respect, and respect was the main concept, Mm-hmm. So when I saw my classmates not respecting our teachers, I was like, what families brought out like these people, So I wrote a poem, Beautiful Rainbow, which actually speaks about how we should carry ourselves, to the people, how we should respect as a beautiful rainbow, as South Africans, we are a beautiful rainbow. From there I wrote more that year. I remember I wrote 3 that year in 2016, and then from there I was like, okay, let me just publish a book. It was really hard, but yeah, here I am.
Before we jump into beauty, right, because I think I've already introduced the topic of the changing definition of beauty, and I'm hearing the title of your poem. Do you mind sharing the poem? Do you still remember it by heart?
I don't remember it by heart, but the poem is here.
Even a stanza to the people.
Okay, Beautiful Rainbow, mm-hmm. All the new generation. Respect and love is needed because we are a beautiful rainbow. Yeah.
That's what you remember.
Yeah.
I think it's such a beautiful poem, okay. Especially, and it also goes with what we're about to talk about, because when you talk about the beauty of rainbow, you talk about a colorful thing, True. Yeah. So jumping into beauty, you, beside being an author, you are a model. Yeah. I want to understand your journey into being into beauty pageant. When did you start? How old were you?
Okay, so I was in grade 10. I remember this other day, my sister mentioned it as she was actually playing. She was like, you're tall, you're beautiful, why don't you just enter beauty pageants? Yeah. And then, I was like, I told my mother, I was like, Ma, I want to enter beauty pageant. And she was like, oh, okay. She didn't even have she never had a problem with it because my family, they're Christians, because most people be like, oh, you're entering pageants, no, don't do that, you're gonna shoot yourself. Yeah. So I entered pageants in 2021. It was my first day. I didn't make it, mm-hmm. Right? Unexpectedly, I entered again in 2022, and then I made it. I was the second princess. So from there, I was like, no, this is not a hobby anymore. Yeah, this is something that I've grown to love. Exactly. This is something that I've grown to love, and I'd love to do more. And then when I got last year, I also entered another one, and then this one I entered Miss Teen Township PTA, mm-hmm. And then I've gained more knowledge. Mm-hmm. So pageantry modeling is not actually about you exposing yourself there, mm-hmm. But it's about learning more, mm-hmm. And that is something that I'm grateful for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So before we get into a little bit more of what I want to talk about, how many titles do you have?
Currently I have one.
How many
I
are you planning to have before the age of 25?
Oh damn! I know that it's crazy, but 20.
20 before the age of 25.
Yeah.
I think we should dream.
Yeah.
I just don't think we should dream.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about beauty and beauty pageant, right? Yeah. Okay. So a story of mine. Let me take you to a short story of mine. Okay. I was young. I don't remember how old I was, and they were doing like this beauty pageant, and they're like, "Moitelo, like, come do a beauty pageant." So I didn't understand, Yeah. So I ran instead of like walking. Like I just ran to the finish line. I don't know if it was a finish line or So people started clapping. People like if you're young, they're gonna make a fool of you. Like I ran and then I finished, and they're like, "Wow, you did great."
Yeah.
So after I went to find out what is beauty pageant, and I realized like there was posture, there was how people walked, but when I dive deep into it, I actually realized that also beauty is required, but they also say like it's about the walk. Because even if I'm beautiful, and I just run, I'm supposed to qualify, and it is a beauty pageant. Yeah. But then I realized you have to walk, you have to pose, you have to you just have to know certain things. True. So my question, the first question I would like to ask: am I too ugly to do beauty pageant in your understanding?
No. So I think one thing that many people don't know is that beauty pageants, in my own understanding, beauty pageant stands for inner beauty. It doesn't have to be about physical features. Yes. I mean, it doesn't have to be about physical features. Yeah. Like it's about you, the intelligence, the inner you. You get me? Yeah. Like the love that you give out. Because you cannot enter a beauty pageant whereby you're full of hatred. There are many things that you have to give out. You have to be a giver. You have to be give warm love. You get me? So I really don't think that we should focus more on physical features, but more on the inner person.
So why is it always, and I'm sorry to ask you, why is it always when we connect beauty pageant, it's never like, oh, the way she walks, as much as you require the walking, the posing, the giving to qualify for that, it's always like, Zosvindi is beautiful, she's one of the most beautiful women in South Africa, you understand? Like, to be honest, let me say, I have never seen a 5, let's say if we have to rate people, a 5 to a 4 out of 10 person entering a beauty pageant. It's always like your 8s, your 7s.
Okay. Can I please allow me to change your mindset a little bit?
Yeah.
I think the society is the one that has to change their mindset. Just like you rate people, which is wrong. We don't have to rate people. Because that somehow lessens the confidence. A person has to be confident. It doesn't matter how you look, but I believe that we are beautiful. We're all beautiful. We were made in God's image. Like the Bible. I'm sorry to quote that, but the Bible tells us all we were wonderfully and fearfully created, right? So we have to remember that each and every time when we when we approach someone, we don't have to be, oh, you're beautiful, Zosvini is beautiful. I think when they say Zosvini is beautiful, it's because of all the qualities that she has. The qualities that she has to be made a queen, right? Yeah, I don't think we should focus more on the outer person.
Okay, let's go to what it requires, like your body, to enter beauty pageant, right? If then it's not what we think as society, there is a division when it comes to beauty pageant. Like you gotta be slim, you gotta be fit, and and then now when it's another beauty pageant, they'll be like oversized beauty pageant.
I believe when they title their pageants or Miss Kevelicious, they're trying to accommodate those people. Because now those people already have a mindset. Okay, I'm big. Okay, I've gained more weight. I don't deserve to be. I feel like it's a great thing so that those people can feel more confident. Be like, okay, this is ours. This, you get me. Yeah. So I think already it's a great thing. It's not about
You feel more special.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so let's talk about the changing definition of beauty in terms of complexion, right?
Okay.
So some years ago it was like light is beautiful. Then I think Zuzbindi came, then it's like dark is beautiful.
Yeah.
Which one is beautiful?
They're all beautiful.
In your, do you, as a light person, do you see dark people as beautiful?
I don't know. No, not really. But I love both. You know,
I love that honesty.
I don't have specific color because I believe that we were all beautiful.
Yeah.
To be honest, that's how I think. I think we are all beautiful. We don't have to be a specific color to be beautiful. No, we are all beautiful.
If you had to summarize beauty for me, what would you say beauty is?
Defining beauty, I would say it's unveiling your inner beauty. It's unveiling your inner self. Becoming the best version of yourself. Allowing yourself to make mistakes. You know, unleashing the inner you. Because I believe that there is no more beauty than that. There is no more beauty than the inner self. So I believe that beauty is unveiling the inner you.
Okay, Lerato, I also think you're beautiful as a model.
Oh,
you know, you are. And to the viewers, you know, where can they find you? You are an author of 2 books. Where can they find your books? How are you selling them? You know,
Yeah.
Because I do want to dive more into the discovered treasure. What the book is talking about, but I'm guessing we're going to cover that in another episode, you know. Maybe it's another episode, Lerato as an author, you know. So how can people get a reach of you?
Okay, so on Facebook is Malepe Lerato Hope. Then on TikTok is The Poetess. On Instagram, The Poetess. And my WhatsApp numbers, I don't know if it's safe, but okay. My WhatsApp numbers are as follows: 072-781-5973. Likely Discover Treasure is already on Amazon, so if you're interested, yes.
Okay.
You can get it online, or maybe if you want to meet the author, meet and greet Nyana, you can contact me on my social media pages.
Do you really do meet and greets?
Not really, but I can start.
You can, okay. Yeah, there's a first time for everything.
True.
There's a first time for everything.
Yeah.
No, thank you very much for coming to the SRC podcast. It was very nice having you and educating people about beauty.